Shadows of Kilforth, the hotly anticipated standalone but totally combinable sequel to 2017's Gloom of Kilforth, is a game of cards and cards and cards, creeping in this petty place day by day until the last syllable of recorded time. Anyway, yes, cards for your character, class, and abilities, cards randomly arranged to make up locations, cards for encounters at the 4 different terrain types, cards for the 4 types of rewards, cards for villains, for nighttime bad stuff happening between rounds. This is a pretty dense game of procedural generation all through those cards, but for all that, it's surprisingly organized. I'm not going to say that it's streamlined, but overall, it's fairly straightforward. To start, you pick your character and race, dictating your starting stats and abilities. Then you get your saga. What's a saga? It's 5 chapters in the ongoing quests you need to complete before you confront the big bad. Each chapter requires certain keywords to complete, either from discarding rumors in hand or just having them on assets in front of you. These rumors and assets are achieved by exploring the world, revealing encounters at locations with mysterious places, curious strangers, and vicious enemies. When you attempt to complete the encounter, you roll dice based on your corresponding stat, succeeding on 5s and 6s. With enough successes, you'll complete the test, reaping rewards in the form of treasure, but also putting either the encounter card itself or a corresponding asset card into your hand as a rumor. Since rumors are discarded to complete a saga chapter, when possible, you'll want to put assets into play by visiting their corresponding location, granting new abilities, bonuses, and other general goodness. The more you have in play, the stronger you are, and the more keywords you persistently have, meaning less work in the journey ahead. Speaking of getting stronger, HP is one of the key factors for your character in Kilforth, as every round you get action points equal to your HP, and everything from movement to healing to encountering to putting an asset into play takes one of your action points. But as you complete saga chapters, your health increases and you gain abilities corresponding to your class and saga chapter level, meaning you both have more actions to burn and are way more badass. But it'd feel meaningless without a sense of urgency. After every round, night falls and a night card is drawn, flipping one of the locations into gloom and adding a special encounter or resolving an immediate or persistent effect. Gloomy locations cause damage when you end a round there, which again limits your actions in the next round. Furthermore, the big bads each correspond to a terrain type, and when theirs fall into gloom, they reveal a plot card, which, if unresolved, makes their final climactic battle that much more brutal. If the last night card is drawn before players beat the Ancient Ones, 1 for every player in the cooperative game, they lose the game. Yeah, there is a ton of stuff going on in this game. Lots of little rules and tokens and cards. But it can all be boiled down to essentially you get your character, you get your quests, you move around the board, you encounter stuff to get stuff, you get more powerful, and ultimately fight the big bad boss before time runs out. And that path, while straightforward, feels really dynamic and cool. This is a rare adventure game with a meaningful arc where the whole time it feels like you are progressing through an epic quest and preparing for the final confrontation. By the time you complete your saga, you feel monumentally more capable than when the game started. Having raced against time, foiling the Ancients' plots, leveling up and developing your skills, when you finally confront the beast, it will truly take everything you got as you exchange blows in round after round of climactic combat. And yet, the fundamental framework of the game hasn't changed at all. And there are some other really nice conveniences in here too. I mean, probably one of my favorite things about the game compared to other games in this vein is that there's an investment in tests. When you fail a skill test, you leave the successes there for the round, and if you attempt again, you add your new and previous successes together. Also, the system provides direction through probabilities. There are 4 types of terrains and 4 types of assets, and you better believe that if you need allies, the blue asset type, you are more likely to get them from encounters drawn from the plains, the blue encounters. It's things like this that make the game feel more fair and reliable, and as a consequence, more strategic, without sacrificing the inherent fun that comes with rolling dice and drawing cards at the table. Worth noting, though, is that I've only played this game solo, and I've played with the super nice luxury edition with playmats, extra dice, and big old location cards. While I could see myself playing without most of these things, the playmat did feel like a huge boon to keep myself organized, and as for solo play, well, let's just say that even one player with a whole set of actions, abilities, progression, etc. is a lot to contend with. Compounding that with more players and the additional actions and ancients and everything else they bring seems like a lot. I could see playing this with two, but honestly, I think this game scales beautifully and kind of seems perfect as a one-hero adventure. The fact that it's not a tactical dungeon crawl where there are deep synergies relying on two heroes working together means that you don't lose much in the solo game, and what you gain is clarity, time, and the ability to hit the table much more flexibly. Personally, I enjoyed the game more than I expected to. It sounded great in concept, but when it hit the table, the rulebook was pretty difficult to follow. There were just piles and piles of cards and tokens, and it felt like a super dense mass of minute rules and overly obscured thematic terminology, leading to a growing fear that it would soon turn to overwhelming frustration. But by about halfway through the first game, it started feeling more and more natural, and Kilforth, for all its stuff, revealed itself to be a compelling framework for emergent storytelling and gameplay. From the races to classes to skills and assets to the pairings of saga chapters, encounters, and ancients, there's so many elements through choice and chance that lead to incredibly unique and immersive adventures. It is dense, and there are a ton of minute rules and overly thematic terms. Seriously, just say exhaust instead of veil. But once it clicked, it all felt part of a cohesive and thoroughly enjoyable whole. So if you're looking for a companion during isolation and you want something that's both strategic and highly thematic with lots of moving parts and a nice balance between random chance and reliable direction, and you want that sort of big RPG feeling without all the baggage of a campaign, then Shadows of Kilforth is one of the best thematic adventure games that I have played in a long while. And that's our review. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Jack for the Cardboard Herald. If you enjoyed this video, we have all kinds of other reviews, interviews, and recommendations via writing, podcasts, and video here on our channel and website cardboardherald.com. Our content is audience supported, so if you want to show your support, please visit our Patreon. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Cardboard Herald.